Hello, USL 410 students. As promised, I want to deliver some content as we ran out of time on Monday of this week for our class. If you log into Blackboard, or if you're just watching the webcast, I'm going to go to course home. Course information and weekly lessons and civic engagement and social embeddedness. Now mine might look a little different because I have some things in there that you all don't. But I really wanted to kind of talk about where we left off. So we did the civic citizenship. We talked about the difference between a citizen and civic engagement. So I want to show this short video on civic engagement. It's about a 4.56 minute video.
Unpacking civic engagement. You may have heard the expression civic engagement, but what does it mean? Over the next few minutes, we want you to unpack the gist of this word and to think about its relevance to your success in college and beyond. Let's start with a definition. Civic engagement is a broad term used to describe active participation in the public life of a community. Being civically engaged means that your actions are informed, committed, and constructive, and that they benefit not only you, but also your community. There are a lot of ways for you to be civically engaged. You can serve or volunteer with a community nonprofit organization, governmental agency, or public school. You can take a service learning or community-based research course. These kinds of courses link classroom learning to action that addresses community issues. You can learn about community issues that are important to you and advocate for change to policy that affects these issues. And you can vote in local, state, and national elections for individuals who represent your personal interests and the interests of your community. Note that I've used the word community 7 times since the beginning of this video. Communities are at the center of civic engagement. Take a few moments to think about the communities to which you belong. What images pop into your mind? Your family? Your friends? The neighborhood where you live? A group or organization of which you're a member, like your house of worship or a student club? As a member of a community, sometimes you give and at other times you receive. This kind of cyclical give-and-take relationship is described as reciprocal. Take a few more seconds to think about the reciprocal relationship you have with your communities. In other words, what do you contribute to and what do you gain from your communities? Do you contribute your time, your knowledge about a specific topic, your money, your skills? Do you gain the same kinds of tangible and intangible help, or do you gain something different? Keeping in mind the reciprocal relationship you have with your communities, think of some ways that actively participating in the public life of your communities, that is, being civically engaged, can or will contribute to your success. Here's what the research says. Do your thoughts resemble any of these findings? Civic engagement and academic achievement are linked. Involved students get higher grades and they're more likely to pass courses and to stay in school. Civically engaged adults have higher self-esteem and a sense that they can overcome difficulties and achieve their goals in life. They have larger social networks and greater social support, as well as having a greater appreciation for the diversity in their communities and a greater sense of belonging. Through their civic activities, individuals gain skills in communication, planning, decision-making, leadership, and other areas. And being civically engaged can give individuals a sense of identity, meaning, direction, and purpose. Let's review the key takeaways from this lesson. 1. Civic engagement is a broad term that describes making informed decisions and taking informed action that benefits you and your community as a whole. 2. You're already a member of many communities. The question is, are you taking a positive, active role in those communities? There are many ways to get involved, including, but not limited to, service, academic coursework, advocacy, and voting. Choose one or more and take action. 3. Civic engagement is linked to academic achievement, resiliency, and sense of purpose. Individuals who are more engaged in their communities have greater social support systems and are, therefore, better able to cope with and overcome challenges. So, if you're not already taking an active role in your communities, think about and seek out the ways to get involved. Doing so may help you be successful in college and beyond. Check out these resources for ideas on how to get started.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, I really wanted to make that connection with the video because as we see, you're already enrolled in a service learning course. Not only are you doing work in the community at the site, but you're also actively engaging in dialogue in our academic environment. I'm sure before this class, some of you took a USL 216, and even before that, maybe you had experience in volunteering, being part of a political movement, some of the things that they talked about. So just wanted to continue to think about civic engagement here as it relates to the United States, particularly in Arizona near our community. As we travel to Costa Rica, we'll look at how that relates there and what those differences might be in terms of a reflection. And we'll just do that on the trip. Social embeddedness is really important. It's one of the design aspirations from President Michael Crow, president of Arizona State University. So this is the final video that, there's two. This video on social embeddedness, it's just about a 2-minute video.
So ASU as a social embeddedness committed institution. ASU as a social embeddedness committed institution is a frontline institution. We're committed to the success of every community member, all the sub-communities, every group that's out there. We work at the level of the neighborhood, we work at the level of the community, we work at the level of the town or the city, the county. We work at all levels across all dimensions, across all subjects. A good example of that is a new project that we're advancing related to resilience and sustainability over time, resilience of human capital, resilience of natural capital. There's all kinds of issues, all kinds of communities that we're working with. Another is the demonstration of the ability to graduate every single kid from high school, regardless of family circumstance. So these are the kinds of projects that we're involved in that are really focused on ourselves being embedded socially at the social level with all communities.
And I think that's really important because, that video doesn't look good. That's really important because that's what we're doing as part of this course. We're socially embedded in these communities that have a need, and your service hours go towards that. However, we can think about many other examples. Like I know that I teach student teachers in term 5 that actually go to the schools and do their student teaching, and sometimes we actually, as an instructor, will go to that school and provide them the classes, the teachers, the classes they need to get their master's degree. So it's much more than just coming to Tempe campus and taking classes. You see more and more the drive is for us to actually go into the community where those unmet needs are and serve the populations needed. So I said I would end this quick screencast with a very cool kid, and he was the motivation to watch these videos. But I hope as I'm wrapping this up kind of quickly that you understand civic engagement, the importance of that as it connects to social embeddedness. You can require people to come to you for services. However, when you actually meet them in their own community and provide services, it's a very wonderful and interesting dynamic and phenomenon. So I want you to think about that as it relates to your work and the work that we're going to be doing in Costa Rica. The final video I'll show you is Kid President, and he's got a bunch of cool videos. I knew I was going to have an ad.
Plant-based nutrition program.
Excuse me. We'll skip this as soon as possible. Okay, here we go.
There are lots of ideas how you can change the world. Some people think you should just complain about it. That won't change the world, it'll just make it bad. Some people think you have lots of money, making it rain everywhere you go. Holla for $1. Some people think you have to be really loud and yell a lot. It's like with a bullhorn shouting, "Hey you, yeah you, do it my way right now, you heard?" Other people choose to just make fun of everything. That's dumb, everyone's dumb. It's easy to make fun of stuff, but it's cooler to make stuff. Some people think changing the world can only be done by the smartest person in the world. Just put them in a room, let them figure it out. The solution of world hunger? Food. Wow, that was like so amazing. Some people see the bad in the world and they just decide to ignore it, but that won't help anything. Some people think you have to be really famous and super cool. In fact, lots of people think you have to be really powerful to make a difference, like being mayor or senator or president. But the truth is, a title doesn't make you more important. The world is changed by you. It's one person filled with love, and they just have to live it out, so they do something awesome. Then that person is filled with love, and they do something awesome. It just goes on and on and on and on. And the next thing you know, everything's awesome. Some people think it's impossible to change the world.
It's impossible to change the world.
Well, you can see why they could think that. Living in the world with kids who are hungry, people who are homeless, families weren't happy. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else, man. I do know this, though. Next time you feel overwhelmed or totally alone, remember this. Things don't have to be the way they are. The world is changed by ordinary people. Little people living out big love. And that's what gives the world a reason to dance. So, how do we change the world? At the start of this year, I asked all you guys to make the year more awesome. Time to be awesome is now. To make this year awesome for somebody else. Whether it's helping the homeless with October, throwing a parade for somebody, or giving an inspired gift. You can see my holiday gift guide like you can hear. You help prove that the internet can be an awesome place. Thank you, but we're not done yet. This coming year, let's show the world what awesome really looks like.
Open cake, subscribe.
I love
Okay, if you wanted to watch the last remaining 30 seconds, you can go into our Blackboard shell and watch that. I think he's pretty inspiring, and I was envisioning all of us when he was dancing, getting up and dancing. Just sometimes our young folks are the ones that are very enlightened, I'll say. So I hope you all enjoyed this screencast. Really just talked about the difference between civic engagement, social embeddedness, and really being able to think about how we can change the world. And it's much better to be a solution-focused person than one that just points out the problems. That's easy to do, but when you actually have a problem and you can implement or think about a solution, that definitely goes a lot further. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to Alex or myself. Again, make sure that you check out the assignments page to keep up with the assignments that are due. And again, this looks different because not all of you all have this one. The pre-service reflection was due, and the critical reflection one, global development, is the next one. So be sure that you look at the syllabus too for the course information on due dates. Be submitting your timesheets. And if you have any questions, please, please, please reach out and talk to Alex and I, and we will see you on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend as I decide to figure out how to do this.